Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Modern Spiritualists Live. I'm Aeson Knight, and of course, joining me is the legendary medium and psychic Hazel Firefly from UK. How are you, darling?
I'm good. Freezing, but okay. How are you?
Good. How's Baby Watch?
Baby Watch is going very well. Mummy went on maternity leave today.
Oh, goodness.
Less than 3
It's
weeks
coming.
left.
Yes. Is Mommy drinking lots of water and ice?
Mummy is. Ice is not a good one over you because it's so cold anyway.
I know, but ice takes it longer for the body to absorb.
So I'm just leaving her be. I'm not giving her any advice. With her being a midwife, I don't want her to think I'm teaching her
Right.
to suck eggs.
Well, you're not teaching her to suck eggs and maybe set on eggs. Hello,
Yeah.
Miss Brenda. Go ahead, pull up your seat. Let's get comfy.
Oh, God, here she comes.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Brenda.
But we've been anticipating Baby Watch. It'll be interesting if they arrive on time. Of course, do they allow like moms to go over there? Like
2
if baby
weeks
is a week,
over.
2 weeks over. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So the latest she would go would be, I think, around about the 10th, the 9th or 10th of January.
Ah, okay.
I think. I'm
Interesting.
not 100% sure,
Right.
but
No, that's interesting because over here it's like, oh, you're 5 minutes over. We got to go in there and get it. Let's induce.
no,
And it's like, no, go make her walk a mile, feed her, a slice of pizza, and give her a glass
yeah.
of wine. The baby will come along.
I dropped things up from on the weekend
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't help but laugh. I went in the living room and there she had her birthing ball to bounce on daily, and
Uh-huh.
I said, well, we didn't have those in my days. She said, what did you use? I said, the kids' pongo.
I don't know. Yeah, like I've never heard of a birthing ball or a pongo. Like our women don't do that.
A birthing ball is
Uh-huh.
a ball that's around 3 feet round,
Uh-huh.
and they have to sit on it and bounce up and down because it gets the baby moving.
Uh-huh.
And a
Yeah.
pongo is one of those balls with the ears things that the kids bounce on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we have
Yeah.
yoga balls that are the same thing as birthing balls, so I'll be sure to inform my personal trainer that sorry, I'm not expecting. I just need to get rid of the gut, not give birth.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But there again, it'd be a quicker way of getting rid of it.
Hell, tell me about it. I keep saying I'm gonna take a trip to Mexico and come back looking 30 years younger.
I don't know.
Sorry, let me move my camera. There we go. Oh, Brenda says car rides on bumpy roads was my family's thing. We made sure to cross railroad tracks. Yes, you wanted boys.
See, we've only got one railroad track here, and then I wouldn't actually call it a railroad track because it's not very bouncy.
Ah,
So
I figured you would have more train tracks there. Definitely, you just have
no,
one line going through town. Wow.
we have one line that goes through to Ely,
Mm-hmm.
and then in Ely you change for like London,
Uh huh.
Peterborough, and Cambridge.
Right.
So it's
Very cool.
crazy.
Yeah, but riding the train over there is almost a daily thing for a lot of
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
You know, they
yeah.
do the
Because
commute and all that.
they commute from where I am through to London daily.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Your father
Brenda
took too
knows.
good care of the car, Brenda. Your father took too good of the care of the car.
When I was having my oldest one, I remember my gran saying to me, right, you need to drink cod liver oil and orange juice. So I was like, okay, Nan, you're only supposed to drink a little glass. I drank a pint glass and then couldn't get off the toilet for 2 days.
Oh, good gravy. Like she wanted to clean you out.
But it's all good experience.
It is, and I'm sure she's got a baby book and she started to write notes.
Yeah. And like
Yeah.
my youngest and my oldest been doing the baby's bedroom. And she's been taking photos because she wants to keep it all in an album to show the baby. And
how cool. Like,
so,
you know, a lot of people think that's corny, but as they grow older, they actually do like it.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, this, you know, tonight we're talking about reviewing the year. You know, looking back at 2023 and what you've accomplished, how you felt, what worked, what didn't work. And I think it's hard because, you know, a lot of people want to place blame on other people. Well, this didn't work because, you know, the internet didn't work. Or this didn't work out because the company made this decision. So I didn't get that promotion because they changed the framework. And it's like, no, you are responsible for your own self. Take some responsibility.
Definitely. Yeah. I agree 100%. I didn't get that new job because I didn't look for it.
Right.
You know, that's all it takes is for somebody to be honest and open. Not that I'm planning to leave because I wasn't looking for a new job. I just used that as an example.
Exactly. You know.
You wouldn't let me leave anyway. You'd hunt me down.
The plane leaves at 8:30 in the evening here in West Virginia. I should arrive somewhere around, you know, noon the next day.
Do you know what, Caitlin? I completely agree with you. I can't recall seeing your name in the past, Caitlin, but welcome to our live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hello, my darling. How are you? Katie. But yeah, she says, I don't understand why it's so hard for people in general to take accountability, even for the smallest things. A lot of times it's because we are the heroes in our own story. We're taught this. If you ever listen to people talk, they never say, you know, I really blew that relationship up. Yeah, my ex was an asshole, but I gave it right back to him. You know, you know, so they carry around that baggage of, well, they were just mean to me and yada, yada, yada.
Do you know what? I'm quitting these lives because I'm the only one here from the UK. I'm going on strike.
Well, technically, since you said UK, that's United Kingdoms, and we're just waiting for our repossession.
Yes, choke on your coffee, you bitch.
But, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, so if you ever notice, we're the heroes in our own stories. We're also sometimes that we get stuck in victim mode. Yeah. I hate victim mode. If you guys haven't noticed, like my clients, they come to me in victim mode, and I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah. They go, oh, and they always go, well, I called to talk about him. I said, yeah, but he ain't my client. You are.
No. My favorite one is when they come in victim mode. I just say, give your head a wobble and then come back to me.
Mm-hmm. And they never get it.
No.
Yeah. You know, or, well, this didn't happen. No, it didn't. What did you do? Well, you know, I done this and this and this and this. You know, we never got into a relationship with this one. No, but you started dating this one 2 weeks after the reading.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's like this year, you know, I've laid off at the gym. Well, yes, there are mitigating factors there. The whole point is, am I meeting my fitness goal this year? No. Well, I'll meet it next year? Probably.
Let's be truthful. Are you going to meet it next year?
Yes.
Are you really?
Yes, I'm going to be hitting the gym 3 times a week at least. I'm losing the weight. I've already lost 7% body fat. I want to get down to where, my body fat is more like 10% of my body. So, yeah.
But right, here we go. We're going to have a debate now. Are you ready for this, ladies? Do you feel that giving yourself that goal in 12 months' time is going to allow you to be lazy the first half of the year and then work harder the last half?
No, because it's a fitness goal of hitting the gym 3 times a week. All I have to go in, at minimum, is go in and do my treadmill. I have the choice, if I'm comfortable, to do my weights and to do my bike and do all that. But my minimum goal is to hit the treadmill 3 times a week.
Right, that means don't go to the gym in the car, sit in the car park and have a fag, then say it's too cold, I'm going home now. I've been to the gym.
Exactly. That's not the goal. See, that was my goal a lot this year, was just to get to the gym. Now I'm putting it to the step in of, no, you go to the gym and you got to do the treadmill.
I'll be honest, I bought a treadmill for home because I find it really intimidating to go to the gym here because the men are like Barbie dolls.
Right.
They are like fake tanned up to the nines. They walk around in little hot pants and it's like, it's not a comfortable place to be.
Okay.
And then, like, no offense to you ladies, but when Sean goes, he come home and he says, Mum, I get really embarrassed by seeing what some of the females wear at the gym.
Yeah.
So for me, I bought a treadmill for home. Marvellous, the first 6 weeks. It's now been on Facebook Marketplace for 3 weeks.
But, and it takes taking that commitment, looking at, okay, what is successful? What isn't?
Yeah.
How can I make it successful? How do I break this big goal down?
Yeah.
You have to focus, look and see where things are. And yeah, gyms are intimidating. But what I find helpful there is, one, I take earbuds.
Yeah.
2, I make sure my gym is a 24-hour gym.
Oh, yes, Sean goes to the 24-hour one.
Yeah. That way I can go at 3 in the morning or at 2 in the afternoon. Yep.
That's what Sean is. When he goes, he focuses on doing his weights because he'll either work on his arms or his legs. And he says, Mum, when I've done my arms and I sit up, you see these girls in front of the mirror posing in nothing more than their underwear. He said, and it's embarrassing.
Right.
He said, you don't know where to look because then whatever you look, you're accused of staring at them and things.
Right. I have my problem with the gym, however, is the gym I go to. I normally go late at night. Hello, Imperial. Other than my personal trainer, and that's another thing that's been a big help. And I thought, I don't need one of those. Yeah, I did. Having that commitment to at least meet with them once a week is amazing. But focusing on what is your bare minimum, what is your okay, and what is your maximum? Because my maximum would be to go there an hour and a half a day, 7 days a week. That ain't going to happen.
Yeah. And the thing is, I found if I'd had a slow day in work, I would rather stay home and work to make up the downfall than go to the gym.
See, but here's the thing with that. If it's a slow day at work, I'll log out. I'll take that hour and a half, hit the gym, hit the massage bed, come back and log back in.
Yeah.
Take that break because you're sitting there for an hour and a half, an hour, 2 hour behind calls. I don't think I've ever sat more than 30 minutes for a call. But using that, switching your energy up, changing your vibration up, will kind of bring you back to your original goal. Now, something I would love to get, but I don't think I'm getting it this year, is one of those walking pads for my desk.
Yeah,
I think that
yeah.
would be fun, and having fun with it.
Oh God, you'd be coming on live going like this.
Yes.
You'd be
No,
doing your
because
arms on it.
oh, that would be interesting. And that's something. I started working out with weights this year, like free weights. I hadn't done that before. We got a personal trainer, taught me how to do free weights. That is like, in realizing that those are improvements. Am I the 208 I want to be? No. Am I building, muscle? Yes. Am I feeling better? Most times. We're going into winter. In the spring, I was feeling amazing.
But just set yourself little goals every 3
Yes.
months. Because
Yeah.
by doing every 3 month goals, you're getting
Mhm.
a massive achievement ready for your big goal.
Exactly. And getting refocused.
Yeah,
Your quarterly goals are really important, and people, quarterly goals, monthly goals, those are really important because those are the little puzzle pieces.
yeah, yeah. If you run before you can walk, that's why so many people don't have the courage to achieve their goals.
Well, not only that, but that's why they fail.
Yeah,
They try to do more massive things,
yeah.
like us on this podcast. We are at 42 episodes. We're going to be coming up on a year here very soon.
Already?
Yeah,
Bloody hell.
I know. It's going to get massive here soon. But it's little goals, like, I done I had guest on and guest until I found a great co-host. That's a goal. We just expanded our podcasting audience to other networks.
Yeah,
That's a goal. Taking those little steps. We now have a content calendar. There's a blog article posted each month on the website, each week on the website, that ties into our show, so you guys have some work to do with that. Building these little stitches around everything
yeah.
really pulls everything together. But the harder thing is the reflection side of the goal. What did you get done? When did you get it done? Are you happy? You know, Answering that question, am I happy about my finances? No. What am I not happy about? What can I change? Am I happy about my work life? Yes or no?
Yeah.
No. Yes, but I hate my. No. Yes or no? What do you want to see change? What changed this year? Did you get that raise? Did you get that bonus? Where is it at?
I had so many changes this year, as you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Right.
The big one was reaching my 50th.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is becoming a grandparent.
Yes.
And like the one massive one for me, this may sound stupid, was I took control back of the times I worked.
Right.
Rather than clients dictate to me on when they wanted a reading, I would say, no, these are my available hours.
Right. And that is a hard step. People would, and they sell you on this. I promise you, every location, every, independent working situation, set your own hours, work when you want, blah, 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 blah. When you are brought up in a life that either you work whenever, i.e., 24 hours a day, like in nursing, or you're brought up in a life that's 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, that presets your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, do you find that, because you were a teacher, your brain kind of resets in September?
Yeah. I've got to say it because, ladies, did
Uh-huh.
you see him just having the nipple cripple then off the pussycat?
Uh-huh. She's laughing at me.
You can see our little paw going higher and higher.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So here's one for you ladies in the audience. what have you achieved yourselves this year, and what are you really proud of within yourselves?
And what
Because
are
it's
you
okay.
celebrating?
Yeah, because it's okay to say, I've done this and I've done that, but you should be so proud of yourself as well.
Right. And you should celebrate.
I agree 150%.
Yeah. You know, and it's like, take your time, take a real look. Sometimes
Because
those wins you can't find.
yeah, because when some people say I haven't achieved anything, actually you have. Your biggest achievement is reaching the end of the year, which means you've lived another year, and that's a
Mm-hmm.
massive achievement in itself.
Right. Well, it's like, people get really annoyed when they go, "Oh, I ain't done anything," and I'm like, "Did you get out of bed?" Well, yeah. Did you get a
Yeah,
shower? Well, yeah. Did you at least pick up the phone and make your phone call that you were supposed to make today? Well, yeah. These are people like with depression, that type of thing. They don't
yeah.
see the larger picture of the little pieces that lay in there,
I've
that
been
lay
working with a
into the
client.
situation.
I've
Yeah.
been working with a client for 6 months now.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what? That is lazy. You could have got off your arse and picked your own lighter up.
I'm on air. I can't leave this space.
You lazy arse, you.
I am. But anyhow, you've been working with a client for 6 months.
She wouldn't leave our house. So we were working together where she'd be chatting to me and I'd
Mm-hmm.
say, right, come on then, let's go outside, see what the weather's like.
Right.
And we are now up to the end of our street.
Awesome.
But it's just those little steps. Like I said to her, right, go and see what colour next door's front door is.
Yeah.
You know, just little things that she didn't
Right.
think about at the time that she just done. And she've achieved walking to the end of our street.
Right.
For many people, that would be nothing, but for her, that is such a massive achievement.
Exactly. And, that's overcoming anxiety, that's overcoming stress, that's
Yeah,
coming over so many things there.
yeah,
And also dealing with the emotional backlash. Because
yeah,
every time you overcome a fear, your brain still has that fear programmed and you have to overcome the trigger of that fear.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it do make a massive difference. Like for her now, her next step is, and I've said we can do it together, she wants to go to the shop that's in the next street.
Uh-huh.
And I've said, that's fine. You've reached one corner.
Right.
We'll make our way to the next corner and then to the shop.
Right. And that doesn't mean that, she's going to make it all the way down to the next corner that day. She may just make it 5 foot into that
Yeah,
corner.
yeah,
And you take those little wins. It's like people go in and they think that they can go and they become superstars in a day. No, you don't.
it don't work like that.
You have to take it piece by piece by piece.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
And Brenda is right. The little steps are big and lead
Good.
up to the other steps.
Right.
I always say, don't run before you can walk.
Well, see, here's the thing with that. That saying's actually really backwards, and here's why.
Go on.
The first step to actually walking is rolling over.
See, no, my other one is baby steps get you into big strides.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Because I think as well, and I don't know if you agree, if you say something like that to a client, that gives them another focus so that they
Mm-hmm.
can then focus on that to take those steps forward.
It does, but it also makes them realize you got to sometimes sit back and get a little refocused. You got
Yeah,
to sit back and you sometimes have to take stock because you don't notice everything that's going on there, as far as everything that can occur, everything that's moving, everything that's positioning itself. And it takes a moment. It really does. It takes a moment to get focused in there so that you're able to begin building onto the next thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I always say, well, Rome wasn't built in a day. Your life
Right.
don't happen in a year. You've got to work up to things.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably finding the same as me at the moment. A lot of the younger people asking, when am I going to buy my own house?
I'm not getting those. I'm getting the opposite set of young people. They don't want their house.
Right. Now, I just say to them, just give yourself a savings goal because you need a savings there as a deposit.
Right.
Then once you've got that goal, you know how much you can afford to pay out weekly into your savings.
Mm-hmm.
So you just work it out that your mortgage is around that price that you save anyway.
Right. Or your rent that you turn into, other
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
No, when it comes to young people, I'm getting a lot of young people that do not want a home, permanent home. They'd rather go do experiences. They've
right.
got that traveler's blood in them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really weird, isn't it, how
Oh,
things,
no.
as we say,
Sweetie, your sound has gone out again.
oh, what about now?
I can't hear you.
That's strange. Hang on.
All right, go out and come back in. We're going to go to break, guys.
Try psychic reading on your phone. Your first 3 minutes are free. First, choose a topic or method. Second, choose a psychic. Third, start a call or chat. The first 3 minutes are on us. Install Zodiac Psychics now. Talk to a gifted and trusted psychic advisor.
For so long, everything was difficult because I was allowing it to be and almost finding more comfort in that chaos.
My psychic advisor really helped me stop and take a breath and look within and be okay with what was happening right now.
Having that 24/7 access is amazing. Just a quick moment to get some clarity.
We are here on a journey and we can't always control it. All we can do is be along for the ride.
All right, apparently it was me.
Yeah, you bloody troublemaker.
I know, I'm total a troublemaker. But apparently my system decided it wanted to switch sound sources. Fun.
Makes a change from me, though, don't it?
It does, because normally it's your Mac that gives me the problem.
See, no.
I know. I have a few headsets that are competing for connection today. They're all charged up, so they're all being a little pain. But that commercial does bring up something. What do you think about the people that get stuck in, like, they begin weirdly to enjoy the discomfort? Like, they're like, nothing's going to change because I don't want it to.
That's their mindset, isn't it? But then
Yes.
I try and turn that around and say, while you're thinking like that, the universe is not going to bring anything good towards you.
Right.
So you've got to change your way of thinking to give the universe positive vibes so that the universe know what you want.
Right.
And I think that's the only way to try and explain to them in layman's terms that that's how you've got to be in life. You can't just sit there.
Right.
Because it's not that you won't achieve anything. You lose touch with the outside world.
Mm-hmm.
And that must
Only
be,
that, but you get stuck into it. I
yeah,
mean, like, oh, my life's always chaotic. It's always going to be chaotic.
yeah,
Oh, I can't never lose weight. Well, what are you doing about it?
yeah, yeah,
Nothing. Or, I'm trying this new fad diet of only eating watermelon 3 times a day. That ain't going to help you.
yeah. That is so right, Brenda.
Yeah.
I always say then you have to take that leap of faith before you can make that decision.
Mm-hmm. And see,
So that,
that leap of faith is just sometimes just one small piece.
yeah,
It's like if you want to launch your business, I don't ever say, go out, get investors, and quit your job.
no, no. I will never tell anybody to quit their job until the business they are starting have been established for at least 12 months and they have an income coming in. Because I always say, okay, you quit your job now, what are you going to live on?
Right. Well, and see, the other part of that, and this is the part people do not get, is what if it, what is it? I think 2 out of 5 businesses actually make it past 3 years.
Yeah,
And a part of that is realizing that, okay, so those 2 people, your first day, you may make a little bit of money. Your second day, do it small. You don't
yeah,
have to open up a big store. You can literally open up a, Facebook marketplace, or, go set up at a flea market, or take it one piece at a time.
the other thing is people can't get around the fact of you got to spend money to make money.
Yeah, they can't get around that fact either.
No, as well as I know, we have to replace our equipment every few years.
Exactly.
And our equipment, because of the services we use, they
Mhm.
ain't cheap.
No, no.
Um,
My computer at home, I spent $4,000 on.
yeah, yeah, because even though we're well established,
Mm-hmm.
even though we are well established, we still have outgoings.
Yeah. Even though we're well established, like I just bought an iPad because I need to learn how to use the iPad.
Yeah,
The desktop one just got replaced 2 years ago. Guess what? I'm already looking to see when the next chip's coming out to replace it.
yeah, yeah.
There's always something new to upgrade or replace.
And that's the thing. Like, sorry, I'm just answering my son.
You're fine, honey.
And that's the thing. With our phones, yes, they may seem a luxury, but we need our phones for work.
That's just the thing that I get into so much debate with advisors on. They will come to me and they will go, well, business ain't good. And I'll go, oh, really? So let's run down the list. You're running on a computer that's older than God. You're
Yeah,
running on internet that is like barely above dial up because it's in your package. Your phone is a cheap budget phone that, doesn't hold battery life and is 4 years old. Is your tarot cards new?
yeah, yeah,
And it's like, no, you got to keep everything updated and replaced when you live in technology land. You've got to, if you go and look at a construction worker's belt, that belt's probably about $1,000. And guess what? They're replacing with new hammers all the time.
yeah, yeah. The thing is, we both know, like my Mac was 2005. My phone was nearly £1,000. My iPad wasn't far off. And they are
Right.
things we have to keep renewing.
Yeah. And getting the newer, the better, the faster, the quicker. And the
Yeah,
things that people don't think about. The Ethernet cable, because we can't do wireless. We can
right.
be on a wired connection.
Yeah,
Yeah. People don't think about replacing that. That's the
no,
number one problem with an issue. That's the number one connectional issue. Having
yeah.
slow internet is another number one connectional issue.
But do you want to hear something surprising?
Uh-huh.
This Mac won't take an Earthnet cable.
Really?
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah. So what I've done with this is my modem is behind it,
Uh-huh.
so that like they're side by side with each other.
Right. So it's got a full range field.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I see a lot of people with Macs, and sometimes I wonder, maybe I already want to go with Mac. I even went with Mac for a little bit. Couldn't deal with it. Could not deal with it. It's like, it's too different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but then I've got a brand new Windows computer upstairs that I keep as a backup.
Yes. Honey, I'm sitting in front of 2 computers, 3 monitors, 4 screens, high def everywhere. This is what we do. This is part of business. And people starting out don't think about all that.
No, they don't.
It's like, it was interesting watching when everyone went to working from home.
Yeah.
Okay. The things that went on that you could not buy. You could not buy a camera. You could not find a desk chair. You could not, and that's another thing. Desk chairs. I don't know who's making and designing them, but can you stop and fix them? Like,
they're not comfortable.
No. Like, I had one like yours, honey. That lasted for what, Brenda? 3 months, and the sucker went goodbye.
Do you know what? My bum is so sore when it's uncomfortable. It is unbelievable.
Yeah. I really want to go and get a car seat and have it put on and have it welded, because our car seats are so comfortable. Like, they're designed to be sat in for long periods of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same as our desk. We need to have a stable environment for our working space.
Right. And a nice place to write, but it gets cluttered, but you got to go and clean it up and put your notebooks away and that type of thing. But people don't get that a lot of times. They don't sit there and figure out, oh, I need to do certain things. I need to handle certain things. I need to look at all these things. And when you're reviewing your year, you need to be reviewing your wins and your losses, but also what you did, what you really did when it boils down to it.
The thing is, it's not just that, it's looking at what you've achieved within yourself as well.
Exactly.
So that you can feel better, so that you can feel happier.
Right. And so that you can get more focused on what you want in your life. Well, because no one gets to live life autoplay. No one's coming to save you. People do not like that idea that no one's coming to save you. Nobody's going to ride in on a white horse, reach down and swing you up onto the back of the horse and ride off into the sunset. You've got to create your own reality.
And the other thing is, I have a lot of clients which says, when is my financial status going to get better? When I say stop buying the junk you buy, they're like, what? Stop going into the shop and buying 4 bars of chocolate. Stop buying 6 pairs of shoes. You don't need 6 pairs of shoes all at the same time on a shopping spree.
Well, not only that, but stop making bad choices. And that's the important part. Making bad choices. Now, I may go and buy 6 pairs of shoes, but you know what? Those shoes are going to be long-term shoes. Like, my gym shoes last about 2 years. My boots, I don't know. I think my nephew will probably inherit my boots.
Yeah.
Because they're high-quality stuff. And, I'm going to say this, and people are going to send me hate mail. If you want to send me hate mail, feel free to do. If you want your financial situation to change, stop thinking poor.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, for me, I'm not a heels girl. I think the last time I wore heels was when I got married originally, which would have been 29 years ago, and then I set them on fire with the wedding dress, you know. But I
Right.
live in I live in my Nikes,
Right.
and I will pay up to £300 for a pair when I buy a pair because they do last me years.
Right. But, you know, and that's what I mean by not thinking poor.
Yeah.
Stop thinking poor. It has been proven that they are designing stuff for this thought process. Yeah. I buy quality, I have them resold, I have them, you know, my heels. When I buy a pair of heels, I take them to the cobbler and I have them put a titanium tip in the heel so it doesn't break. Every 6 months, they've got to go and get reshoed and
Yeah.
resold and cleaned and conditioned. But, and people go, oh my God, you spent $500 on those boots. Yeah, I did. But guess what? Those boots will last me 20 years with different heels and different things on them. And,
Yeah.
you know, clothes. Literally, you can go to Goodwill and buy clothes and buy cheap clothes. And in 3 months, you got to replace them. And in 3 months, you got to replace them. And in 3 months, you got to replace them. That'll work. And, you know, if you are, you know, on a weight loss journey, go for it.
Yeah.
But if you are like, you're happy with your weight, you're staying at the same weight, instead of going and buying repetitive items, go and take $100 a month, or that'd be 200 pounds, I believe.
Yeah.
Translated. Yeah. Okay. And buy you one item, like a good pair of jeans that are quality jeans, or a good suit that's a classic suit. Invest in stuff that actually lasts you longer.
I find a lot of my clothes go, because I'm so short and my things are so big, I find a lot of my clothes go just there when I'm leaning against the desk.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm so short, I've got to pull right under my desk.
Right.
And I find that's where a lot of my clothes go. So I've discovered now I just buy like £4 t-shirts for work.
Uh-huh.
So that then, after a few weeks, they go in the bin because they're all marked where I've been leaning against my desk.
Right. But at the same time, that's still, like, your good clothes, you buy good clothes.
Yeah, because then I won't wear them for work.
Right.
Apart from when we do our podcast, you know.
Well, of course, you know, you got to dress up for that. You know, but, you know, here's the thing with that, though, is like, and my husband gets on to me all the time because I have clothes for everything. I have clothes for gardening. I have clothes for the gym. I have clothes that is specifically for podcasts. I have clothes for shows. You know, and he's like, you've got too many clothes. And it's like, no, that jacket, you know, that I'm wearing for the business meetings, I paid a good penny for. I'm not going to wear it on a podcast because no one will see the beauty of it.
No.
You know.
And as strange as this sounds, yes, we do a podcast and it's work, but we've also got to define between working with our clients to doing our podcast, and then again between our podcast and our business meetings.
Right.
Because they're all, even though they're all professional, they're all different types of professional.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Oh, very much so. You know, and you get different phases of Aeson.
Yeah.
You know, you've seen me in business meetings with corporate. I'm not nice.
No.
I'm sweet as pie when it comes to working with my clients on the phone line. But in corporate, it's like, no, that's stupid. Give me your market data. What's the RTO on this? And they're looking at me like, huh? And it's like, I've been in this business more likely longer than you've been married, and most likely longer than you've been alive.
Yeah. And ladies, if you think that's bad, you want to see our conversations on Facebook.
Oh, please.
They are hilarious.
Well, they are hilarious, but at the same time, it's like, we both know the business. We know what works.
Yeah.
The formula, it's like, don't break my formula. Give me the tools to support my formula.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
And
know?
that's where we work well together, because there was one thing, like, obviously, because we're over different ends of the world, if there's something one of my clients say to me that I'm not sure what means, I'll come to you, and you do the same with me, which is brilliant, because we are still dealing with the clients because we know what they mean then.
Right, but and I don't remember what it was I had to come to you about. Oh, the housing thing over there.
Yeah.
Council. Housing council. I was like, what the hell is this? Oh, it's an HMO. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really, and I think that's where it's good, where we do that. We sleep different times, so one of us is always online.
Exactly.
If there's a problem in our work, because we have a work chat room, ladies, it's for us only, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
And then we'll have other readers that come in and say, we don't know how to do that. But because we know the way things work, one of us always jump in and say, look, this is the best way to do it.
Right. Now, a question that I like having on my yearly review is, what did you give back?
After the slanging match I had with somebody last week, nothing at the moment.
Well, no, I think you did you've given a lot back this year. You know, you've mentored a couple of readers.
Yeah.
You've made you've helped make policy changes. You do a weekly podcast with me. You know, that's giving back.
Yeah.
You know, that's laying foundations for the future. We proved that podcasts do work for the network.
Yeah.
You know.
And not just the podcast work. The podcast have brought me some bloody good friends as well.
Very much so. You know, that's not important.
It is. And like, we've done things like swap recipes. You've seen what's in my food cupboard because it's different to yours.
Exactly.
You know, but again, it's about learning.
It is. It's about learning. It's about exchanging. It's about growing with each other.
Yes.
And growing, you know, because modern spiritual is everything.
Yeah.
You know, we will talk recipes. We will share recipes. You know, we will debate different things that go on within the global spiritual community. You know, we don't touch hot button topics. That's just not us. We are not the news program. That's other news stations out there to cover that. But we'll talk like, oh, there's a new theory on the fifth dimensional thinking. What do you think about it?
Yeah.
You guys can look for that in like February, January, that type of thing. February, I think we're dealing with relationships. Because I swear, people do not know how to negotiate a relationship.
No. Because I'm looking now. This is one for you ladies to think about. Next week's show is on about empowering your year. So what can you do to empower yourselves to do more for yourselves next year? Not just for yourselves, but what can you do to help others in a way?
Right. And
I don't mean monetary values either. Like walking past somebody smiling and saying good morning or hello. That makes a massive difference to that person as well.
Right. And, you know, it costs you nothing. It costs you nothing to sit down and spend an hour with yourself.
Yeah. And I think that's something we could work on, you know. With next week, as well as empower your year, I say it that way because being Welsh, if I say ear, that sounds like year.
Yes.
We could also fit in there what you can do to make yourself feel good. Not just empowered, but feeling good. Like something as simple as laying in the bath for an extra 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
To some people, that's nothing, but to other people, those extra 10 minutes are like, whew, that was so nice.
Right. And see, next year is an 8-year, and that is about balance. That is about personal empowerment and personal development and understanding and rewards. And that's something I think we need to talk about next week too. People forgets to give themselves rewards.
Yeah. Once a month, I always buy myself something new.
Mm-hmm.
It can be something from £10 to £20 to £30, but I always make sure I buy something new for me.
Mm-hmm. Because you forget.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're going to be talking about that next week. I also want to talk about the word of the year and choosing your word of the year, because that'll help you empower yourself and give you focus.
Don't want words like please and thank you, because you use them every day anyway. A word that you wouldn't consider to be a word that you use a lot.
Right. All right. So, what's your week looking like?
My week this week is I'm at the dentist tomorrow with Sean.
Mm-hmm.
But my hours will still be the same because I fitted that appointment in my afternoon break.
Uh-huh. Cool.
So
Very cool.
So I'll still be on as normal. It's going to be hit and miss, as you know, with what is coming.
Exactly. We're waiting for the oven timer to go off, but
We
other
are.
than that,
But other than that, everything's normal with me. But I will let you into a little secret.
Okay.
I went and had bloods done this morning.
Uh-huh.
Guess what happened?
I don't know.
I fainted.
You fainted. Oh my goodness, girl. You fainted at the sight of blood.
Oh, yeah. I got tattoos everywhere. But it's just those needles that they use to take the blood out are like that.
Yep. Next time, tell them to use a butterfly.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I was like, what happened?
You did well. You went and got blood, so you probably didn't drink coffee. That's problem one.
It was too early in the morning. It was 9 o'clock this morning. What did she expect?
Exactly.
She said, have you had breakfast? I was like, no, I don't eat till about 10 o'clock. She said, that would be the reason.
But you're supposed to fast for your blood work. Like, make up your mind would be my thing to them.
But yeah, I fainted, ended up on the floor, but there we go.
No. And as you guys know, I'm keeping for the Eastern U.S., it's considered the imperial schedule. Apparently, it's about mid-afternoon for you. 10 p.m. till 8 a.m., I'm off Wednesday.
Yes, I'm glad you're still having that day off, because you need that day off.
I do. This week it's going to be a little busy because I've got a few things I got to go do, including go see the doctor.
Good. Make sure you go.
I am. I'm going to go get my oil change and, my, spark plugs tuned up.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
But you guys can reach me over on Zodiac, of course, Modern Spiritual. We have our classes there. We also have, I launched the life coaching package over there. Go over there. You can get all 6 of the modules.
Is that going well?
It is. I love the life coaching because it's different than psychic reading. Because it's like, oh, so you want to lose 10 pounds. So how are we going to do that?
Yeah.
What's your plan of action? 7 days at the gym, 4 hours a day, I don't think you can do. Let's start out with once a day, and it's bouncing and actually encouraging you.
Yeah.
The other part of it is I get to be Mr. Accountability. So where's the picture from the gym of you on the treadmill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's good. The one thing you could do with them is tell them to keep all those photos and then have them printed off, put them in a little scrapbook to show how much they've changed in that time.
You know, I've got one client who's real big. They're all into TikTok. So what they're doing is they're collecting those photos, and they're going to start posting them as reels on TikTok or
Brilliant.
TikTok videos, and it's going to be like one of those progressionary things.
Good.
Yeah.
Because that's something for them to look back on as well when they're having a bad day.
Exactly, and to see it, and you know, a lot of people think, you know, going to the gym is oh, it's so easy. I just put my earbuds in.
It's not.
Okay. What are you going to do? You know, or, you know, oh, I'll just go for a run every morning. You know, okay, fine. I like Mel Robbins when she's like, well, what are you going to do when it's cold and wet outside?
Yeah.
Or when you're in mile 2 and your earbuds go dead.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you trip on mile 3. Nobody thinks about those little potholes, and that's just what they are potholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a blip. You pick yourself up and carry on. Everybody has a bad day, so don't beat yourself up about it.
Right. Although I do think I want to get that put up on a sign somewhere around here. Just carry on.
Yeah.
The Queen Elizabeth quote about carrying on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that really needs to go in my office somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my other saying is, when somebody is sitting there when they're really sad and unhappy, I always say, turn that frown upside down.
Mm-hmm.
And they always laugh at that. So straight away, you've changed their mindset.
Exactly. And that's the big thing here, is you have to look at your mindset and question where you can change it at.
Yeah.
What small changes to your mindset can change.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we will see you next week, Monday at 5 Eastern Standard Time, or...
It's 10 o'clock, Greenwich Mean Time.
Yes. And with that,
10 o'clock at night, may I say.
Yes. With that, guys, you have a great evening.